Okay, fellas, in this video, we are going to be hunting in an ice hole for some legendary ducks. And fellas, this gets pretty intense. I mean, we're battling through ice, we're battling through winds, tornado winds, and we're battling through those degenerate ducks, late season ducks, that don't want to commit, that don't want to do anything besides avoid me like the plague. But fellas, we're going to be battling through all of that to get ourselves our final duck of the year, and hopefully, fellas, we don't freeze. Okay, fellas, now we're going to go on our final duck hunt of the year. Now, fellas, it has been quite tough this year, as some of you fellas know, but fellas, we've had also some successes too. But fellas, we're going to be going on our toughest hunt yet. I know, fellas, I say we are in the toughest conditions. A lot of videos for the duck hunting, but fellas, this is honestly the toughest conditions I've ever hunted before. Phase 1 of our plan will be bust a hole through the ice before opening morning. I know, fellas, that may seem like a waste of effort, but fellas, hopefully this will make it easier for tomorrow morning, and hopefully it doesn't freeze over. But fellas, once we bust a hole through the ice, we're going to be putting our decoys in there. We're going to be putting our decoys on top of the ice. Maybe they look like a couple of walking decoys. I don't know. You tell me. But fellas, hopefully this works. Hopefully the ducks are around. I know they are. I've seen them there before. I've shot them there before. And I've just seen them there recently, just flying over, not landing, because everything's frozen solid. But fellas, hopefully this plan works. And hopefully we get ourselves the elusive King Daddy Mallard. Alright fellas, I don't have long to talk. My battery's about to die, it's freezing out here, but we have the starts of an ice hole for these ducks to sit in. But fellas, we're not finished. We gotta come back here early in the morning and get to work and try and be safe. But fellas, we made some nice progress today. It's looking quite seductive, and hopefully we'll have fish tomorrow and the ducks will think it's seductive too. Okay fellas, we are back here. My tailgate finally unfroze and we pried her open. The fellas, our little nice ice hole I made yesterday shockingly froze back over. Now we're back at square one. But fear not fellas, I'm sure the ducks will be around soon, or eventually, or hopefully one will land in here. But fellas, we got a lot of work to do. Alright fellas, we made some progress. This is only 20 minutes in. Now, I'm sure we'll get this done within the hour. Hopefully, we'll get a duck. If we get a duck, I'll call this a success. Because fellas, this is quite the physically enduring challenge I'm doing. I mean, look at these chunks of ice I'm dragging out. They are quite big. It's currently 10 degrees, fellas. Ow, that hurt. And it's quite cold. But fellas, the water is not deep here, so if I step in, I'm only going really a foot in, but still I kind of want to keep myself out of the water, because the longer I'm out of the water, the more warm I am, obviously. But fellas, we still got a lot of work to do. All this fellas just for one little duck. Okay, fellas, sadly the wind really picks up and you can't really understand what I'm saying, but here's pretty much the gist of what I said. I'm frozen, the ice is pretty thick, and these ducks are degenerates. Alright fellas, this is the progress we made. I know fellas, that's not the greatest. Not like yesterday, we were making fabulous progress yesterday, but fellas, I'm starting to get worn down by doing this by myself. It is getting quite tough around here. Last duck on the year, fellas. We gotta do what we gotta do. Alright, fellas, it's time to do some sports. Alright. Damn it, it didn't work. No, you're not going in, you're not going in, you're going in. Kerplunk. Fellas, this is probably the most stupidest spread I've ever run, but this is what we're going with. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 decoys out there. Man, that is an elite spread if I do say so. God, the birds are gotta be desperate to come to this hole, but right now, since everything else is frozen, desperation might work for us. Shockingly, fellas, the ice really froze over again. It's only -10 last night. It could just stayed open a little longer. But fellas, since we cracked a hole through the ice, these ducks, they've been quite elusive. I mean, I've seen a few far in the distance flying away. They didn't want to come near our amazing little ice hole. I don't know, they like them kind of things. But fellas, this is quite disturbing, if I had to say so. These ducks are being bastards. They're just being bastards, fellas. But we're not going to give up yet. Not yet, fellas. We still have many hours in the freezing cold to kill ourselves a duck. Alright, guys, here we go. Come on, baby, just land. Damn it, ladies and gentlemen. That was the closest ducks that came in today. They were just flying over there. I don't know if you could see them through the reeds, but I was taking no chances. I was getting down close so they couldn't see me. I wanted them to fly over as close as they can so we can get some shots off with the old double barrel. But mainly, I'm seeing them, just little glimpses of them moving over there, back and forth. Not landing, but moving back and forth. So maybe there's water over there, maybe not. Maybe they're just crossing, but fellas, it is quite rough out here. This is not going to plan. This is not the final days of duck hunting like I was planning. I was hoping for ourselves the elusive King Daddy Mallard again. We got lucky 2 times, but fellas, I was hoping for that mythical Mallard limit. But fellas, as today's going, we're gonna be lucky if we can just get a Merganser. I know, fellas, a Merganser of all things, but fellas, we just need 1, and that'll just be a success. Okay, fellas, I was just clearing out some ice in our lovely little hole, and sadly, the ducks are really slowing down. I mean, the last duck I saw was way down there. Now, fellas, that is not good. Not good at all. So I don't know how much longer I can take of this, because fellas, I've been out here about, I say, a good 4 hours, and we've had paltry numbers of duck. I mean, fellas, it's just terrible. It's just terrible for the last days of the duck season. But fellas, we're not giving up yet. Not yet. So hopefully, we can get ourselves at least 1 duck. My calls are freezing up. Everything's freezing up. This makes hour 4. I think I'm gonna call it quits. I have not seen a duck in quite a while, and all the ducks, well, besides the 2 that were buzzing by me, but besides that, all the other ducks have hissed off over there. So I'm gonna pack up before I freeze to death, and sadly, this might be our last time out for the ducks. We have goose coming up, but sadly, this might be the last one for the ducks. And this is quite the way to end it. It's been a freezing day and a freezing time out here in the swamp, or what was a swamp. Now it's just an ice field. But fellas, I'll catch you all when we're done packing up. Okay, fellas, everything is packed up. It's getting colder by the minute. We made it 4 hours, which is an accomplishment. It's like 10 to 5 degrees out here. I mean, that little ice hollow that I made, not impressive, but sadly, we did get 8 ducks. We saw a few. Sadly, I don't know if I got those 2 that flew by on camera, or there were some flying way down there, which is too far to travel, on foot at least, but sadly, this means it's the end of this hunt. Whew. It's getting colder by the minute, I swear. But fellas, this was not a successful hunt, sadly, and this sadly means it is the end of the hunt. So the mallards and the other Sarah ducks decide not to come in. Not even the McGanns are wanting to come near this filth. But fellas, sadly this marks the end of the duck season. But fellas, we still have goose season. Now, in goose season, hopefully we can get those King Daddy Hunkers. Hopefully then, fellas, we can get ourselves another legendary goose limit. Now, fellas, last year we had ourselves a very goose season, but this year we've flipped the script. Now, we're on a back foot with the geese, but fellas, we have to regain the initiative and get ourselves a massive goose. But fellas, sadly, this means it is the end of the duck hunting. Thanks for watching. If you guys want to see your last duck hunting video down here. Of course, you guys want to see your last goose hunting video down here. But besides that, I'll see y'all next video. See ya.